morning and welcome everyone. This is a video we're preparing for our next event on the 6th of July on Interreg Specific Objective, a safer and more secure Europe. We are happy and we have a pleasure to have today with us Mr. Mauro Novello, the head of JS of Interreg IPA Italy-Albania-Montenegro program. Welcome, Mauro. And I hope you will share with us some of your reflection, your programming task force reflection when related to Interreg Specific Objective 2.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Interact, for inviting me. It's a great pleasure to be again in Interact program and to present what we are discussing in our program in this corner of Europe.
So, Mauro, our first question is, why do you consider to include ISO2 in your program, and what are the type of actions of interest that you have identified or you will identify?
Well, first of all, I have to say that we are very early on the process, so we have not yet decided, the task force has not yet decided which are going to be the priority axes and the priority objectives for the program. We are still analyzing the territorial needs. We are still looking into different topics and different things. And also the type of actions, we are not yet there. We are not yet identifying the concrete type of actions that we want to include in our program. There are already some ideas, like general ideas about having big projects, like top-down projects that could be of strategic importance for the program. For sure in the other priority objective like transport or smaller project, but we have not yet identified types of actions.
And our second group of questions is, how do you plan to implement? You mentioned a bit that you are still in the phase of identifying the different actions, but how you plan to implement ISO2 and what would be the difficulties or challenges for a possible implementation?
So for sure, in our board orientation paper that was issued by the Commission, we have some issues identified for ISO2 for safer Europe, such as the increased flows of migrants in the Adriatic routes, but also security issues for criminal activities in ports, etc. And also in our current program, we have some stakeholders that would like to focus on some issues related to efficiency at border crossing, so speeding up procedures, etc. And this is for sure something that we are going to look into, because it is an important issue for this area, and at external border of European Union, of course, it is even more important. You have to remember neither Albania nor Montenegro are European Union members, and they are not in Schengen area. Therefore, there are issues that we should look into for a safer Europe. So if you show the second slide, please, that I prepared, exactly. We have to look into, in a holistic way, to other effective instruments that maybe are there for these priority objectives. So we have to look into Frontex or EU Internal Security Fund, or the IPA programs, national programs in Albania and Montenegro, whether they are already using funds for these priority objectives, or in case there are other programs such as IPA programs between Albania and Montenegro. We know they are already funding projects at border crossing. Therefore, there might be less interest for these stakeholders to cooperate also within our program. We need to look into synergies with these external initiatives such as Frontex or EU Internal Security Fund. Then the question is the concentration. You know that we have to concentrate to be more effective. As a program, we have to look into specific topics and focus on those to be to have a way wider impact on those topics and not to tackle all topics, but none with a relevant impact. So the question is whether the participating countries are going to say that they want to fund ISO2 instead of other priority axes, such as for the economic development or environment. You have to consider also the situation, the current situation after the COVID-19 crisis, and there might be still the need to look into other priority objectives rather than Safer Europe. Therefore, we need really to consider everything. We need to do these analyses, it's a territorial analysis, and then there is going to be a policy decision on the countries participating. Most probably, I think that Interreg programs might look into this topic as a topic under other priority objectives. Therefore, you could have projects that have actions related to Safer Europe, but with a focus on the other priority objectives. The example I made here is with priority objective 1, Smarter Europe. If you have a project in Smarter Europe that want to do also something to improve the procedure at border crossing for transport of goods, it is still possible, but the focus have to have as a main objective the support to Smarter Europe goals. Therefore, you will not be able to tackle other issues such as migrant, passengers' rights, criminal activities control, etc. But still, you could do these within other priority objectives if you want to, but it cannot be the main focus of the project. So this is, for me, the bigger issue when you do this.
Thank you very much, Mauro, for sharing your discussions with us, and I hope also other programs will find some inspiration or some hints on how to approach and embed ISO2 in their programming. And at the same time, I think there is still a room for clarifications on how this ISO should be used by the programs, and I hope you will get some answers on the 6th of July in our online event. Thank you once again and hope to see you all there. Bye.
Thank you very much and see you soon. Thank you.